saturated phenomenon is very widely spread. By contrast to the common law phenomenon or the object. The object is a very special case of a phenomenon because it is a phenomenon where we have a concept of it which is able to explain all the intuition we have with that concept. When you use a camera to shoot something, the camera is a common law phenomenon. That is, the one who can use it knows exactly how it works, what should be checked, how to repair it, how to regulate it, and so on. So if it is a well-built camera, there will be no surprise. Everything is already in the concept of it. And all the technical objects and all the objects of common use are precisely a case of equality between what we experience by intuition when using or knowing them, and the concept we have. We have a concept, the concept protects us, so to speak, against any surprise. But there are, in the daily life, many other phenomena, where our concept remains partial, cannot explain everything we could experience with that phenomenon. And the phenomenon can surprise us. It is not that because it is an object the concept of an object can be very complex. But it is always adequate to what is going on with that object. In a saturated phenomenon, you have always the possibility, in fact it is in fact certain, to have a surplus of ununderstandable, at least at the beginning, of intuition compared to what was foreseen by the concept. And you cannot explain your experience of the phenomenon. And this is very simple. For instance, if you have a drink, you cannot explain why it tastes good or bad. Beer, that is not my beer, I don't like that. Why? You cannot explain it. And indeed, the same thing for painting, same thing for your own body, for instance. When you have pain, you feel pain somewhere, you don't know why. And it is not that easy for the doctor to always find out what is the cause of it. That is, we have to go through exams, things like that, to improve the concept in order to understand the pain you have already experienced, which is absolutely certain. So, I would say, the more a phenomenon means something for us, the more it appears to be a saturated phenomenon, where there is an excess of intuition compared to the concept. And so, when I first explained this kind of phenomenon, some people told me, well, yes, but they are exceptional phenomena. It is for mystical experience, for art, something like that. No, it is for daily life. What means the most in daily life are saturated phenomena. And we are, in fact, mostly dealing with saturated phenomena. But why is there a privilege of objective phenomena, non-saturated phenomena? The answer is very simple. We control them. So we build them in order to expand the field we can rule. So with a cell phone, you can do now a lot of things and get many informations. So it is the achievement of the object. But although we make such a wide use of the cell phone that we cannot live anymore without our cell phone, nevertheless, the cell phone will never give us surprises. Unless we are called on our cell phone by a saturated phenomenon, that is the other, the significant other. So, in fact, the cell phone is so important because it is a connection to saturated phenomena. That is the people we are in touch with. So, with this concept, which is, after all, is a very straightforward and simple concept to understand, the saturated phenomenon. From that moment on, you can speak about art, about the erotic phenomenon, about food and drink, about pain and pleasure, about health, death, birth, and obviously you may use that to understand what is going on in the Bible or in the Christian experience, because religious phenomena are the privileged case of saturated phenomena. And I try to develop that.